Leandre Gottefejus.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Let's go, let's go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How y'all feeling, man? We're gonna get it. How y'all feeling this morning? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all this morning. Thank y'all for popping in with your boy this morning. Didn't get to do it live Tuesday evening. Didn't get to do it live yesterday because we was down with the crud, man. I don't know what happened. It hit me as soon as we got off the live. What that was, Tuesday, Mary J, the Tuesday morning live. It was one of them lives earlier this week. I got off live and it just like a chill came over my body. I don't know what was going on, but as y'all can see, we got the air freshener around here. We got the Lysol is over here somewhere. We've been kind of like quarantined the last 36 hours, just making sure it ain't nothing serious, but staying hydrated and trying to stay ahead of this stuff, man. It's the fall season. Can't be missing no days. Can't be taking no days off, but it did feel good to get some rest yesterday. That's probably the longest span I slept since I left UHB. So it was good to get some rest, but glad to be back with y'all on all the platforms, man. Shout out to the 13 in the chat on YouTube. I know y'all wasn't expecting your boy to go live today. Everybody always expected me to go in with the live call-in shows. I can't do the live call-in shows every day because then we ain't gonna have nothing to talk about when we do have the call-in shows. But I did hear you all and your request for the calling queue, the wait queue. So we working on a few softwares. I'm checking out a few things that could be compatible with what we he said my immune system stronger than our defense. Oh, you got jokes. You got jokes. Man, listen. You a funny guy. I got you though. I got you. I ain't gonna do it to you today. I'm gonna let you slide. Because I understand what you're saying. We're gonna have a conversation about the D-line today. As you all know and heard yesterday, this guy Jimmy FSU. Nah. You know what's crazy? I hope we could see FSU again. That's a solid team, man. That's a solid team. FSU got a solid squad. We knew that the mystery of them with Gus Malzahn and all the different staff additions, all that stuff, it was going to be different. So, Mary J, what you got going on back there? All right, y'all, but welcome in. We just trying to ease into the show, man. I really wanted to come in and just dive into the topics talking about D-line depth, Jeremiah Beamen. Golly. Jeremiah Beamen had an injury yesterday. We're going to talk about what that looks like as far as the rotational depth for the Alabama Crimson Tide on the interior. We saw a lot of those guys already playing last week. Cy Fager, Edric Hill, Landon Simmons. Then you got Steve Bowler going to be called up to play some heavier reps. So it's going to be a collective, but you're going to see some guys. You might see Kelby Collins slide to the interior. You might see Keon Keeley get, shift inside with Ja Latham being down too, day to day. Going to be a lot of shuffling on that front. Going to be a slimmer front, but I think you get real athletic with the personnel available. And how that fends against the run, I think teams are really going to attack the interior of our defense in the run game, knowing that they could stretch us and get us out of fits early, based off what we shown on the FSU film. A lot of teams are going to want to try to establish the interior, knowing what we're missing on the interior of that defensive line. So yeah, it's gonna be different. And Keon Keeley played a few snaps against FSU. Didn't do anything huge, but he played a few snaps. I think he had 7 snaps that game. Jordan said, "Are you on TV?" Yeah, Jordan, are we on TV? What? Hey, we play on SEC Network this weekend. I think it's a 6:30 game. It's a 6 p.m. game. Somebody find that information for me. Shout out to the 21 in the chat on YouTube. Make sure y'all continue to run the likes up on the YouTube side. Let's jump over here to TikTok and see what TikTok got going on. What's up, Trey? He said, just get ready for next year. Go Dogs. Trey, I can't wait till we go into Athens. Oh my God. Y'all think it's sweet, bud. Y'all think it's sweet. This is the same Georgia team that went to 8 overtimes with Georgia Tech. Like this is a worse Georgia team. And then it's funny because Auburn fans, y'all still ain't seen y'all pass game, huh? Y'all ain't gonna be able to run over everybody like y'all did Baylor and they soft tail. See, y'all put out some of y'all best product. Georgia going against Marshall, boy. Gunner. Caught that little man BB. And then that boy a BB. He ain't got no arm, bro. You gonna see, bro. Hey, this the same. Hey, this a better team that beat y'all last year, though. What we did to Georgia, though, Trey? Why I do that? I like picking at Georgia fans because they really the baby brother of the whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really think about it, when it come to Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, Auburn, you can put Texas in there now, Oklahoma. When it comes to like the powers be of the SEC, right? Georgia really like the baby brother of them. I can't wait. Yeah. I'm trying to make it home to catch it. Oh yeah, you better, man. I better be in the right spot. 6:45 p.m. SEC Network, man. Front and center. I will. I plan to be in town, man. I don't know. I'm kind of scared after this weekend, bro. Heck yeah, y'all, baby, bro. Man, you better listen. You better do your research, do your history. Don't be a overnight Georgia fan coming in here talking crazy. Cause once we start pulling out the facts, that's when y'all get quiet. Fact of the matter is, y'all can talk about who beat Bama, but has Georgia beat Bama? I'm looking for comments. I don't see them. All right, now let's get into the show, y'all. Let's start talking about some Bama stuff, man. Let's get to it. Injury reports, man. All the personnel that we're missing coming up to this game, man. This is not a game that I would be worried about those personnel being missing, but at the same time, I am, because the product that we put on the field against FSU, I think the interior defensive line was one of the groups that had the most to improve on. If I'm being just straight up honest, overall assessment of the team, and you want to pick somewhere to start so that the team could get better as a whole, I think the interior defensive line, the production there, the consistency there needs to be ramped up a lot more. And so when you got guys like Tim Keenan already out, and then you're expecting a big year from Jeremiah Beamen, then he's out for the rest of the season. Where do you go to find that consistency? And it's kind of like they're getting forced. This staff, once again, is getting forced into a role that I kind of foresaw happening, not just in this way, not with injuries and things of that nature, but you got some young guys out there that's ready right now. And you have the personnel, you have the depth to put these guys in particular situations. So a guy like Landon Simmons, who's just going to, clog up the middle of the defense, coming from the D-line position, the interior, the tackle or the nose tackle. I like the fact that he's going to be called up. Steve Bowler, another big body that moves good. Why he's not playing more reps, I don't know. I think we saw enough from James Smith coming from the interior where we feel like he's better fit to be on the edge at the bandit position for some of those big sets. For some reason, he's been way more effective playing the edge. And his edge containment has been a lot better than what we've been seeing from our bandit position. And so you're kind of seeing the staff kind of transition this front to being a little bit more stout instead of going for the quickness, especially the simple fact we have yet to see Kane Womack really be extra aggressive on the blitz calls. And if he is, maybe the guys aren't running it full speed, right? Now, what I will say is this. In this 4-2-5 scheme, it is not built to stop the run. It's built to contain, but you're supposed to be sending pressures to disrupt whatever run fits or run lanes they're trying to establish. So my thing is this. Coming into this game, with all the personnel that's missing on the interior, why not try different groupings of personnel at each level, right? Especially against a team like ULM. They're going to use a lot of play action. They're going to use a lot of vertical pass concepts to try to get us out of position. When you're trying to establish some type of push up front, when a guy like Jeremiah Beamen is missing, you want to help, you want to supply, you want to support that by sending the pressure, being a lot more aggressive. And I think that's where you're going to see this weekend. Got to get guys comfortable with just going. And I want to commend all the Bama players that did interviews yesterday, or the day before yesterday. And I just want to commend them, man, because the media can be harsh sometimes, like us getting on lives and promoting our opinions. It can be harsh. It can be too realistic. And I think that's where we see the quality of coaching in our coaching staff there. How do they keep the kids locked in on reality and hearing things, but not really hearing things, right? Because you got to think a lot of their lives now, because of NIL, is done through social media. And you don't have someone literally monitoring, right, all day, every day, Ryan Williams' comments, right? It usually takes a minute for stuff to build up and for people to be like, oh, somebody said this, and screenshot it. And then you see stuff like, so in today's day and age, man, you got to have a certain level of connectivity with your players to establish that trust. And I think Kalen DeBoer and the staff have done that. That's why and I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't know if we're going to see a difference in demeanor with Coach DeBoer. But I think there's some of the staff that was under Saban, Coach Roach, Coach G, Coach Mosley. You got Duval still hanging around the facilities and assisting in practice. So it's a certain few guys that's there, and where it is that they're the ones kind of becoming like we're waking it up, because some of these other coaches, man, they're focused on development, man. They're focused on development, and if you're going to sit here and say that you aren't seeing, and last year, we saw defense grow last year, and we expected the defense to start from where they finished at and grow from there. But sometimes it takes you really to get hit in the mouth to speed up, man. Like sometimes, if you ever seen a boxing match, you ever seen a boxer that's, it takes maybe 1 or 2 flurries for him to wake up and be like, oh, okay. And he gets to moving a little bit better that second and third round. I feel like that's what happened to Bama, because the amount of talent. I was talking with a booster earlier this week, and I was like, he was like, man, the amount of talent we have, you only can expect a team like this, if you show a little bit of pride, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. So we got to look at it and kind of establish the fact that we are going to be dealing with some injuries that can be can affect as far as how we pace a play calling, especially offensively, man. Jam Miller being out, that's not as huge of an impact now that we've seen the production with the running backs. I think we really got to reestablish the running game under Ryan Grubb. If Ryan Grubb doesn't pay focus enough energy into this run game this weekend, I think we start to lose some of the momentum that Ty Simpson could have been building. He needs a run game. He needs a run game. Ty Simpson will be a lot more effective at the quarterback position. And I'm not saying he did anything bad this past weekend. I keep trying to tell folks, man, I think Ty played a good game. Not a great game, but a good game. But he didn't have no help either. Sometimes your receivers, sometimes anytime the ball touches your hands, you got to catch it. We're going to leave that topic for another one. Continue running likes up over here on YouTube, man. We got 33 in the chat, 12 likes. Continue running likes up. We want to hit our 25 like goal in the chat. DJ Gurman said they tune us out. Man, you know what's crazy? A lot of times they don't, man. A lot of times they don't. It's hard to when you're seeing it, man. And you got a lot of those kids, they families move from different parts of the country to be here to support them, right? And they got to go to school and listen to these people, these teachers and these folks talk about they brother, or they dad. Like it's crazy, man. And you can't play numb to it. Like it's a part of the business, right? It's a part of the business. But at some point, we got to be humans, man. We got to have some type of compassion and be aware of what we're saying, especially when you got troll and burner pages doing it. It's like that's like a thing now, and people support that junk. Like that's why I call fair weather. When you go and you say you're for a team, it's one thing to criticize. Like we cool with criticizing and breaking down the film and saying no effort and all of that stuff. But when you're jumping ship, and this is a fair weather fan clarification right here. Fair weather fandom or being fair weather fan is anytime the most you got to say is when Alabama is struggling or when there's a problem. You're not loud when we're at our best or when we're going through a growing pains. You're not standing up for your team in the hard times. You're going with the flow. You're going with the whining crowd, right? That's what fair weather fandom is. It's not like Greg called in the other day and he said the run fits, the lack of physicality. That's not fair weather. That's what we saw on film. That's what we saw in the game. What's fair weather is, this is a 2-10 team we're losing to. The season's over. Fire Kalen DeBoer. When you see that, that's fair weather to me. That's what fair weather fandom is. If you woke up Monday morning talking about, can I get a buyout? Can we start a GoFundMe to start paying this $70 million out? Like if you supported those ideas where you was joking or not, that's fair weather fandom. That's fair weather. That's fair weather. So I'm just saying, man. I think WTVM 13 even did a most likely to replace. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like Devontae said, a lot has to go right before the ball can get where it needs to go. 100%. And I think guys have to really buy in. I think some guys have to come to a reality with themselves as far as where they are physically, their status physically, and what they can contribute to the team. Because I'm gonna be honest, man. There's a lot of young guys. There's a lot of young guys on this squad right now. I think they could play intricate, impactful minutes in spurts. I mean, 3-minute spurts or seven snap series or 7 snap spurts where you can get some quality, like coaching up with your veteran guys on the sideline. Put these young guys out there and let them go do what they do best. If they get after the quarterback, send the pressures, and lock some stuff down on the perimeters. Simplify so guys can really fly around. I'm tired of hearing, if I do have to say something that I kind of want to kind of nip in the bud, I'm tired of hearing this is talk as if things are coming along so smoothly. If they're coming along so smoothly, why are you hesitant? Why are you having to be told by the coaching staff to go out there and just have fun and let it rip? Like, what more do you need to do? Like, you're playing for the University of Alabama. You're making money while playing for the University of Alabama. You got the best facilities in the country, right? You got the most media attention. You got everything you need to be like on stage and just what you got to do. You got tutors. You got all this other stuff made for you so you can be successful on the field. And you're overthinking it. Why? Why? You're doing something that you've been doing forever. Why are you overthinking it? Just think about it. I wish I could walk in the locker room right now and just talk to Quay and James and be like, man, you remember how y'all used to show up at the Crampton Bowl? When y'all boys used to be bopping and stuff before the game. Now y'all be too serious now. Why y'all just don't play? Why y'all just don't play? Why y'all just don't play? Like, you've been doing this. You actually making money to do it now. Why y'all just won't play? Jason Jackson says MF don't realize how major of a setback would happen if they was to fire KB and buy him out his contract. Man, listen, I don't think people really think about the consequences of their emotions sometimes. If Kalen DeBoer goes to the NFL after the season because boosters and whoever else run him off and fans and all this stuff runs him off, you know what that's going to do to the next 2 to 3 years of recruiting? Because some of the recruits see what some of us fans see. It's not the guys that DeBoer is recruiting that's costing us in these games, man. Not the guys that came along with DeBoer that's costing. Well, we can put Josh Cuevas on that list for put him up for debate after this past weekend. But at the same time, all of his passes were thrown behind him. Even his touchdown reception was thrown behind him. So it's a little mixture of both. But I still say the ball touching hands, you got to catch it. Anointed Gaming said, is it true the booster met with Coach DeBoer? It's not like a meeting. They have like little mixers and stuff after the games. Go sit with the alumni, you sit with the boosters, you just talk. They come together. You kind of give a speech on this. This kind of like the State of the Union. The State of the Union. I said State of the Union. I was reading that comment. I don't think I even want to address it, Mary J. You know what? I think they lost the having fun part. Last year, they even looked tense, but they smiled and felt relief after some games. Exactly, Megan. Like, even Coach Saban made the hard work part of his process, right? He made the hard work part, the enjoyable part. He made it the value of it. He helped you see the value in the hard work. So by the time you got to the game, you just kind of just rolled over. You just kind of rolled over and played. And I think Kalen DeBoer has the same type of philosophy, but more so he's entrusting the younger, the veteran guys in the locker room and the position coaches to kind of establish how they approach that. And that requires a certain level of trust. It requires a certain level of trust. And I want to give a shout out. I know y'all giving AJ McCarron a lot of crap about, you know, what he said about Keelan Russell, but he did say some real stuff about Alabama's culture, right? And how much he thinks it's a good place for them to be in right now, because now you truly get to see, you know, who's trying to buy in. This guy, you're talking about Kalen DeBoer has won everywhere else, and he's supposed to come to Alabama and not be able to win. That's not a coach problem. That means he's got some guys that aren't coachable. AJ McCarron said this, right? Because it could have been just the opposite for Coach Saban. He a great defensive minded coach, and he could have been laid back, chill, and still been a great coach. And it would have took time for people to buy into his philosophy. Is how quick do you get guys to buy into your philosophy? And back then, you didn't have to compete against NIL, commercial film shoots, and all this stuff, so you can establish a relationship with a guy and say, hey, trust the way that I'm telling you to play this game, or trust the play call, or trust that if you give 110%. It wasn't as hard, but now you have to go the extra mile, and then you got to handle recruiting 365 days out the year. If y'all don't know how many days that is, that's every day. You're talking, you're in some way, shape, or form involved in recruiting, when it used to be just like a little 6-month period, you know. But now it's fair game, so it's a whole different ballpark. That's why everybody's positioned in the staff, you have to allow things to come together. And now, because there's so many moving pieces, and you have to kind of manage, instead of having your hand in it, you got to kind of manage and oversee it and watch it operate and develop on its own. You have to have that patience, and I think that's what's being showcased right now. I saw Freddie Roach getting into the defensive lineman. I haven't seen that in a long time. And that's something that we was used to Freddie Roach doing early in his career and his tenure at Alabama. Being the energy on the sideline. He's kind of been away from that, you know, the past 2 to 3 years. Even the last year with Coach Saban and Kevin Steele. You know, we didn't see a lot of energy from the sideline, but I saw that passion in Coach Mosley. Jamie Mosley and those guys, they was getting into the defensive linemen in practice. I want to see that roll over into the game. I understand y'all want to see all this Scott Cochran energy and all this stuff, but let's be real, man. It was the reason why Scott Cochran had to go. Strength and conditioning wasn't there. We are just now starting to see a spike in lower extremity injuries, and they're not non-contact. They haven't been non-contact like they were under Scott Cochran. So whatever that plague was under Cochran, I don't see how y'all can even fix our mouths to even say we need that back around there. Literally lost Jalen Hale on a visit from Scott Cochran last spring. You know, when he came to visit with his son on a spring visit. Lost Jalen Hale that same practice. Lower extremity injury. Out for the whole season. Scott Cochran on campus. God bless Scott Cochran. What he doing at West Georgia, man. They doing a little positive thing over there, man. Coach Smook, did you see that? Did you see the Jason Whitlock video about Bama? I lost a lot of respect for the guy. Cut it off at 30 seconds after comment on how disgusted it made me. Ooh, I haven't seen it. Send me the link, man. Somebody send me the link. How do we stop the run with this defense? Secure tackles in the backfield. We're gonna do a film study tonight on Kick and TikTok. We're gonna do a film study tonight on Kick and TikTok, because I see a lot of people talking about you know, this scheme can't stop the run. It's always meant to disrupt it and contain it. It's never been like a run stopping defense. You have to be able to shoot gaps. You have to win one-on-ones. And with the type of athletes that we have, I think it's more of a 70-30 player coaching type of blame. When I say 70% player. 70% player, and I'm gonna say this because we won't truly know what this defense could do in stopping the run game until we see better effort. Like last year, you went from being a number 54 ranked run defense efficiency, number 54 in the country, to being number 23 the last 6 weeks of the season, and number 5 in the SEC. Behind South Carolina, you had Georgia was one of your top run defenses, Texas and Tennessee. So it's not like it didn't get better. Once you started playing the right players, then that's where I say the 30%, you got to play the right players so that we could see how run fits really look when guys are giving max effort every play, man. It's some linebacker. Our interior defensive line play, like I said at the beginning of the show, has to get better. But the linebacker fits, man, you got to be a lot more aggressive filling those gaps, filling those holes. And I'm telling you, QB Reese, Abdul Sanders Jr., Caden Jones, Nakai Hill Green, Justin Jefferson, y'all guys got to be ready to step up, because Deontay Lawson, man, as much as I love him, man, I just think I don't think he's 100%. And somebody's going to attack him. Somebody's going to make sure that they scheme up and run at him until he proves that he's ready to be out there and be physical enough. So once we see these guys executing at a high level, I think that's when we'll be able to judge. Because come on, y'all, we literally took LSU out of their run game last year. Tennessee had to beat us in the air. Who else? I mean, Michigan at the end of the season in the monsoon. Vanderbilt beat us on the ground with the QB, the extended run game. Guys missing tackles. I think we had 12 missed tackles in the Vandy game. This game back here against Florida State was the second most recorded missed tackles in a Kalen DeBoer loss. First one was last year against Vandy, and then this one against Florida State. So we got to figure something out with the tackling. It's the simple things, man. We do the simple things, and then I think we get a fair assessment. We won't get a fair assessment this week. I pray we don't, because it's ULM. The defense gives me a feeling that they haven't fully bought into the scheme, or that they don't trust it. I could agree with that, Joe. I can agree with that. Scott at West Alabama. Yeah, I said West Georgia, didn't I? Don't let Tommy score that first TD. Convince me I'm wrong. Oh, Devontae. He said Devontae let Tommy. He didn't give and like I said, I don't know if he gave max effort or not, because he doesn't look like he's full 100% out there. Ohio State won a championship last year with that defense, 4-2-5, their base scheme. They run a lot more fronts, 4-man fronts, than we put out there. Kane Womack likes to stand up the wolf for some reason and let him float, in between the center and the tackle on the offensive line. If you're gonna do that, we have to be a lot more aggressive in shooting those gaps. You can't stutter there. Yanzi Pierre played that position really well. I think Yanzi Pierre should be the wolf, and then you got to slide either move Jefferson or Lawson out of that first group and let Quay play in the middle of your defense. Let Quay play in the middle of this defense. Let him be your weak side linebacker. Let him be your Will, and then let Nakai Hill Green be your Mike. Let's try that personnel. Imagine, I think that would be a lot more effective. Let Yanzi Pierre, Justin Hill, and even let LT Overton, when you want to go heavy out of the wolf position, let those three kind of rotate at the wolf position. But LT is kind of like your primary bandit. You got Kelby Collins, that could be your Kelby Collins, Keon Keeley. Let them get that work at the true end at the bandit. Your interior is going to have to go deep these next coming weeks while you got Tim Keenan out. So your first two out probably going to be this week, James Smith, and I guarantee it's Landon Simmons, the way he played against Florida State. I guarantee you that's who's going to be the true freshman to be starting next to James Smith. And then you'll see Bowler get in that rotation. Fager going to be in that rotation. Jordan Renard, Edric Hill, 94. I don't see 94 and 23 started side by side. I think it'll be 90 and 23. Damn, they running out there together for the interior. And then you got to think your secondary, man. It's time to get Cam Calhoun in the game. Sean Jones, I respect everything that you've done as a veteran, but I don't think his skill set fits that nickel corner position. And once again, guys, shout out to Gus Malzahn for identifying the matchup that he had against Squirrel White. I forgot that they actually changed the play at the line of scrimmage. If you notice, they changed the splits, and I don't think Kane Womack or the staff noticed that Squirrel White bumped out. And the split, the slot, he stayed tight inside the hash. The other two receivers on the tight side, they didn't run no switch release, and then everybody ran vertical threats, but everybody attacked the seams but Squirrel White. So I believe, and this is just my thought, being the coach in mind that I have. Are you going to be on campus Saturday? That's the plan. But nah, I believe. Facts, Rico. We did see some of those. Vega was definitely disruptive. I think Vega, Simmons, Beamen had a solid game. I think they deserved a lot more combination of them three. And Bowler, I really want Bowler to get out there and get some more opportunities. 25 looks good. But I think if Kane Womack and staff, defensive coordinator, if he has, and this is why I say you need to be up in the booth, coordinators. If he sees this, right, this shift, he could be on the headset. Hey, too high. You could check off quick and go to like a base 2-man or a base. Because what happened is they rolled into like a robber 1-high look. Mincy goes directly to the center field. Your strong safety at the time rolls down underneath to try to take the mid routes or the crosses away. There was no crosses to attack. So awareness and playing free would have said, all right, just let me sit on the hashes. If both our safeties are sitting on the hashes, that ball is thrown over top. First of all, DJ got to get hands on him at some point early in that route. Got to get disruptive. Can't give him no squirrel right, a 4-3 guy free release. I guarantee you that's the first thing he said. I ain't get hands on him. He didn't panic. Ran him down. Stayed in on the play. They was secure the tackle. But like I said, got to be more aware defensively in order to make those in-game adjustments. And that was the only one that I really saw where like I feel like we got out coached. Because even on the motion, the jet sweep where they scored on, man, there's just a lack of effort, lack of mechanics. If y'all seen the clips from practice today, defensive ends, the bandit guys, the edge rushers working that outside edge containment, something that we struggle with horribly in this game against Florida State. Not holding that leverage, that outside leverage when attacking the ball, when attacking the run game. So got to get out there and just execute better, do the small things better. We do that, we in a better spot this week. Zach said I did see some things that I like late in the game, so we can play well. We just have to make plays all full quarters. I think we just got to doggone, like you said, Zach, just execute at a high level. Hey, y'all, we got 48 in the chat with only 17 likes on YouTube. Y'all continue to hit that thumbs up button. We're going to take a quick break here, come back after this brief message here on the Coach Smook Morning Show. We're going to break down the rest of the topics. We're going to talk about going into this ULM game, what we should see offensively, defensively. Going to look at some players to step up, how we're going to talk about this. We're just going to break it down, man. I'm going to bring out the roster. And we're going to look at these players, get them to see that, get used to seeing their faces, because you should hear their name called a lot this weekend. Shout out to Coach 30 in the chat over there on TikTok. Manny said, who y'all blaming for last week? Who are we blaming? I never blame anybody. When you lose, man. It's a team sport. Everybody had a part to play in it. I think we blamed a lot of people though, man. Don't come in here crying though. Coach 30, appreciate the gifts on TikTok, man. Y'all give it up for Coach 30 over there on TikTok, man, with the 10 lightning bolts. Appreciate you, Coach 30. And I think we have some more gifts. Shout out to Antonio with the gifts over there on TikTok. Appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in today and supporting the Coach Smook Network. All right, but after this message, man, we'll get back to y'all here on the Coach Smook Morning Show. Y'all ready? Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk as we continue to grow New perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Side, yes sir. Hey, don't forget, y'all. Don't forget. I have seen y'all been checking out the link, man. I've seen y'all been checking out the link. Thank y'all for supporting as always. Y'all know. I love the fact that y'all rocking with the merch, man. I love the fact that y'all rocking with the work. One thing about doing like branding and stuff, y'all, is nerve-wracking because you can't really just pick stuff that you like. You gotta do stuff like for people. And so that's one thing that I was very nervous about, but you all and y'all support and trying to get the stuff out, man. I really appreciate it. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the AAA community, the AAA family for making this a success. I've been seeing the clicks on the site. I think last week alone, man, we had 347 clicks on the link. So that's awesome, man. Give it up for yourselves. And that even if you're not ordering, that shows your interest. And if you got some requests or things that you would possibly like to see, man, definitely email us. And shout out to Samuel Wilkerson, man. We didn't get to use your picture because we ended up losing, right? But I got your picture, man. And they like that one. Anointed game, you know we keep it live. You remember that? Hey, y'all, how y'all? See, that's how I know y'all been around for a minute. Y'all remember that one, man. But think about checking out our merch, man. We got the Scoop Boogie t-shirts, man. We got them black, white. Got them in black, white, and gray. Pretty cool. Scoop Boogie, if y'all ain't watched no gaming content in a minute, y'all know why we call it the Scoop Boogie. Ty Simpson had a couple of Scoop Boogie opportunities this past weekend, man. I think he's going to start using that Scoop Boogie button a lot more. Got a QR code on the sleeve. Y'all make sure y'all check this merch out, y'all. And we got the hoodies. We beg for likes. These are so fire. And mind you, these QR codes really do work. They're not just there for show. So make sure y'all get people to use their phones. Tell them to subscribe. Even if they're not Bama fans, people will subscribe and support something because you just rocking it. It's the Coach Smook Network logo one. And it's the gray with the white lettering. We're gonna get some black lettering with these ones. Y'all. So and then I think we got the white. Do they have any white available yet? They got some larges finally available in the white. The white material is hard to stay in stock, y'all. People buy the white hoodies in bulk. So yeah. Hey, my guy Matt Farm celebrating 15 months of being a member of the AAA family, man. Hey, appreciate you for support, man. That's real. 15 months, man. It's been. When did we crank back up over here? May of 2024, right? June, July, August. Yeah. So you coming up on 16 months, man. Appreciate y'all for being in the chat too. We got 84 total on Twitter. We got 45 in the chat on YouTube. We got one checking us out on Facebook. Shout out to the likes on Facebook too. My cousins, my people, Henry Gillis, Rico Mitchell, and my guy Christian Ballard. We got Christian Ballard coming on the show next week, y'all. Ballard Sports Media. We got him coming on the show next week doing a little breakdown. I really want him to get on the kickoff show with us. I want him to start doing our picks for us. But make sure y'all go check out the merch, exclamation merch in the chat. Get over there and look at all the stuff we have available for you all to represent the AAA family and the Coach Smook Network. What is going on TikTok? Somebody report me on TikTok. Why they hating? I'm just trying to grind like y'all, man. All right, so getting back into the conversation, man. Hopefully y'all are still enjoying yourselves here on the Coach Smook Network. Now let's start getting ready for ULM, Alabama fans. Let's start getting ready for ULM. I think it's time we May of 2024 facts. I think it's time that we've truly turned the page. You know, Florida State game, that game happened. Right? That game happened. It is what it is. Can't go back and change it. All we can hope for is that Florida State continues to win and that we can see them later on in the season and see what we really made of. But other than that, like, let's be realistic and turn the page to ULM. Now, I will say this. If we come out and play with the lack of effort that we did against Florida State, I don't think we can beat anybody in college football right now. And I'm just saying, like, in this day and age of college football, a roster like ULM has is talented enough to take you 4 quarters and mess around and beat you if you don't show up and give any effort. And you have to, like, that is the main thing with this team right now. That's the first fix. That's the most major fix. Just to play with some effort. And I think these players probably got in that film room on Sunday. And they, you know, we heard Coach Kalen DeBoer, we heard the staff, we heard the players talk about their meetings that they have on Sundays, but they also had their own meeting, you know, their team, their players only meeting. And I think what you're going to see this Saturday is probably a lot more pride than what we saw. Like, against Florida State, there was no pride, but going into this game schematically, I think there's no issues there. We will get to see where the weaknesses and the strengths are of these schemes on both sides of the ball. But number one, the first thing that must be fixed is effort. And I think we've acknowledged that in practice. You see in practice the D linemen, they doing the launch drills, you know, working on that transition and that lower body power to their upper body and getting off of blocks on the sleds, right? On the impact sleds. You look at them, as soon as they get done with that third rep, they being told to sprint to a certain spot on the field. Just kind of working that motion to, hey, ain't no walking. You know what's crazy? I didn't see a lot of walking on the field. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. Maybe I didn't look for it because I was looking at schematically how we were losing inside on the interior of our defensive front. But I gotta go back and watch. Did anybody notice any lollygagging or walking? Like, I feel like guys were hustling on and off the field for the most part. But as far as getting to the ball, that's got to be priority number one. Just effort. So number one, ULM prep. Coach Smook says let's maximize our effort every play. Number two, schematically, how do we get the run game reestablished? How do we get that first drive run game active and consistent? Right, the run game for Ryan Grubb is going to save him as far as how this team floats or how this team flows throughout the season. And I think you have enough assets in the running back room to really trust the run game and be patient in it. Maybe you need to slow down and run the play clock down a little bit more, right? Maybe we slow down the pace of play calling it just a little bit early in the season while we can, so that we could really reestablish the run game. So what does that look like? Okay, that it might look like, hey, we come out and we got 6 yards on the first run play. We line it back up quick. Check with me on the sideline. We get the call. Defense gets set. Let them get settled. We check again. We're at 14, 13. We're snapping at 10, right? And then maybe once the O-line, once we see we getting a push in the perfect spot, okay, let's extend it. Let's get out to the perimeter, whether that's quick screen, RPO look, whether we want to take our play action shot off of that. If it's not a score off of that, let's get back to the interior. Lean on the offensive line early. Out of the first 30 play calls, I would love to see 19, 20 handoffs. I would love to see that in the first 30 plays because you got second and third quarter to really stretch the defense and get them moving vertically, laterally, in the secondary. But I think if you really want to establish the run game, in those first 30 play calls, you need like 75, 80% of those play calls and those touches that go to your running back in the run game. Or some type of extension of the run game. Even if it's RPOs, it needs to be some type of extension of the run game where you got the safeties. In order for this vertical passing threat to be effective, you have to be able to bring the safeties down. Get the safeties' eyes elsewhere but on the boundary, right? Or get the safeties off the hash. Let's move them safeties off the hash. If you look at Florida State, Earl Little and those guys, whenever they had to roll back into coverage, they set on the hashes real heavy. They were planted on the hashes for the most part because they didn't have to look in the backfield when we got into different sets. So that's the way I want to look at it. Number two. Those schematic things. How do we see those guys execute? Number three, the run game. We said number two was the run game. Number three, defensively stopping the run game. One, we already talked about effort in one. I think securing tackles goes along with effort in the first one. On the defensive side, schematically, interior run game, how do we attack run fits, or how do we attack the running scheme? Because this ULM team is going to use a lot of play action, going to use a lot of eye candy, kind of like what we saw. Probably won't see the quarterback's legs be as much of a threat, but don't think everybody won't try it now that Florida State did it. Don't think everybody won't try it. I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to be like, man, everybody watch that film and they're going to be running the option read. Everybody ain't built to run it like that. Coaches don't even, that style of play calling is a Gus Malzahn type specialty. So, and we talked about this going into the game, man. That would be their saving grace. Him not knowing what assets he had available fully. Gus Malzahn is a dangerous play caller. So, I think we're in a spot right now where interior defensive line, interior linebackers, the interior of our defense. How do we get better in the run game? How do we get more aggressive in attacking the opposition's run game? I would love to see Kane Warman be a lot more aggressive with the run blitzes. This defense is not meant to sit back and drop 8. I don't think that's where you're going to see the effectiveness in the run game. Even if you got drop 8 coverage or whatever, you got a zone coverage that you're dropping base into, like the run fits still are going to be confusing because you got guys dropping out of space to cover nothing, and we don't want to see that. So get these guys out of that receive mindset and be aggressive, be the attackers, right? We need to be the predator defense again. And then how do you do that? You start with the interior. You start with your front, nose tackle, that nose guard, and that defensive tackle. You got to get those two guys, that interior rotation settled in and get those guys aggressive. And then your inside linebackers, they have to be relentless in how they fill those gaps. They have to be. If you go through an open hole and you don't meet nothing in the hole, hey, miss at 100%. You might run into something else that might disrupt the play. Head up, ready to hit something. Wear shoulders. Driving through it, not absorbing, but giving the hit, initiating the contact. So we'll love to see the improvement on that side. Yes, let me see. Let me check out the comments real quick. Morning Smook, did I miss anything? Not really, Mike Jones. Not unless you didn't see the update about Jeremiah Beamen being out for the rest of the season, man. That's a one that hurts. Shout out to the TikTok side. I see y'all still y'all still tapped in over there. Coach 30 said they need to play football. The players seem entitled. I disagree, Coach 30. I don't think they seem entitled. I think these boys got rocked like no other this past Saturday. And that's another, like, none of these guys come from losing programs. You look at guys like Damani Jackson, you know, they played at Mater Dei. You look at guys like Xavier Brown on the defense. You look at Keon Sabb, who left the national championship defense, you know, at Michigan. Who else? I mean, Lawson, he came the year after they won the national championship. So he played with guys. You got to think, a lot of these guys, I mean, even high school programs, Carver and Quay Roussard and James Smith, they came from Carver, man. Carver was dominant when they was in high school. So I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of pride displayed. And it's the first home game. It's a night game. Them lights are going to be going crazy. I think that perception will be put to rest. And I think this game, it doesn't matter about the amount of points. It's just how it looks when we win. Do we look like a dominant team, whether it's 38-7 or 54-0, 59-0, whatever? Do we look like a dominant team that found a spark? Because Wisconsin coming in, that's going to be a pace game, and we're going to have to play physical. So that's going to be the main thing for me. Offensive line, I seen the comment about Hayden Proctor. I truly think this is where the staff is with Proctor at left tackle. They want his size and athleticism. That conditioning has to get a lot better. His first 2 reps, perfect NFL reps, right? We get down later in that drive where the momentum's getting established. And honestly, our effectiveness came from running away from his side, right? So he kind of lives through that drive. Second drive, you start to see it start to decline. Come back out at half, he's good for like 3 drives. He got to get his conditioning there. I think once Caden Proctor gets his conditioning there, that left tackle spot will be a lot better. Wilkin Farmy, let's play ball. He actually had a good game. I know people want to give him crap. He had a good game. Two bad plays. He won most of his one-on-ones, a lot of his pass-offs, exchanges in the trenches. They were smooth between he and Gino Vandermark. I think those two playing together are good. I just don't see where we have a strong side of running ability with that personnel group, and that's why you miss Jaden Roberts. So you might need to, and this is something that I say we might need to experiment with for a while. You might need to bring Jaden back in at your guard position. You might need to slide Wilkin to your left tackle and move Gino out to your right tackle. He's played every position on the offensive line, Gino Vandermark, that is. And I think he's athletic enough to secure your right tackle position. I think he's smart enough more than anything to play any position on the offensive line. We've seen him at center and guard. I think he would be a solid spurt right tackle for a guy like, Jackson, before you throw a guy like Jackson Lloyd out there or Michael Carroll out there, right? For every down situation. Yeah, Robert's playing Saturday. I don't know how much, though. I don't know how much he might be that 6th guy in the O-line rotation, because honestly, talking with some of the staff members, the offensive line, the offensive line coaching and unit, they weren't disappointed. And I go back and I look at a game over and over again, and is week 1 spots with the offensive line. They didn't play horrible. Just the timing and everything with Ty Simpson and the wide receivers was off. We could blame a little bit of it on the rain, right? I'll give them that. But also, man, I just think you got to be able, at some point in time, with 47 dropbacks, you've got to find some type of adjustment with how you're throwing the ball. You and the receiver should have came together and talked about what's happening with the conditions, how y'all plan to adjust on the fly. Those type of things need to be discussed going into ULM game. Like, all of that needs to be discussed. So that's my breakdown for the ULM game. Offensive line wise, we got Jaden Roberts coming back. We're going to be interested to see how that 6-man rotation at the O-line looks. All right. So before we get out of here, y'all, I'm going to jump in the comments and then we're going to end the show. All right. Hopefully y'all having fun. Let's get back to the, let's get to the locker room real quick.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
All right, y'all, let's get to it, man. So, let me see. Let me check the comments. Roberts will be back Saturday. I seen that. Let's get in the comments over here on YouTube. Anything y'all want to know? What do you need to see Saturday that will make you think all the goals for the season are still right in front of them? So, first thing, like I said, number one, effort, man. If you go out here against ULM, you dominate, you go in there and you play with some pride, I think you get a different feel of the game, first of all. But now we get to really see, are we good in this area, or where's that just a lack of effort? Because I truly think we have some of the most skilled secondary players in the country in our secondary, right? It needs to be a game full of effort from every spot. I would love to see some explosive plays on special teams. Can we get off the field on third down? Can we not have a game with double-digit penalties? Can we not have a game with double-digit missed tackles? If we're out there missing tackles again, at that point, and I don't care, man. I don't care if it's Deontay Lawson. I don't care if it's James Smith. I don't care if it's any LT Overton, any senior guys. At a game like this is where you let young guys come in and all that fire, all that desire that they have. You get to do two things in one. You get to see who's really ready, and then you get to let who's not ready know based off of how they go out there and produce against ULM. Get thrown in the fire, and you get to crush a lot of egos in this game. And now you have to listen to the coach coming out of ULM. So if you come out of ULM with a 28-17 victory, you're not feeling good. You're not feeling good. So the first thing is effort. If we can see effort from this team, from these players, I don't change the play calling on either side. I just want to see effort. I want to see my players play ball. I want to see guys apply the day one mechanics and the day one skills that you learned. I mean, leverage. How many times we talked about outside containment when attacking the run game, going upfield to attack the run game? You always attack the outside shoulder. You always attack the outside shoulder. That means the shoulder, if they're running at an angle towards you and you're the defender, you're supposed to attack that back shoulder, not the front shoulder. Force them back inside towards the defense. We didn't have none of that with our defense. So want to see the effort there. And then number two, man, the offensive efficiency. You know, I think the weather really got the tie, plus the noise, first start, all of that. I think at home, he'll take a lot more shots, especially against ULM. He'll have something to prove. He feel like he has something to prove as far as his offense. Brian Williams being out, that's going to be a good opportunity for guys like Cole Adams, Jalen Hell, Rico Scott to really step up and showcase their value, which I told y'all, man, Ryan Williams would not be the guy for the Alabama receiving corps. Isaiah Horton, I feel like this would be an opportunity for him to and limited gameplay because of him, coming back from the little hip bruise. I think he'll be able to showcase his quality and his value this game. So the pass game starting late. I feel like it'll be a late start for the pass game. And I mean like late start, like middle of the second quarter, where you're going to see that Ryan Grubb start to dial it up. And then the run game. In order for me to have full confidence in this staff, I forget who asked the question. In order for me to have full confidence in the staff coming out of this game, I'm gonna need fence post. I'm gonna need Ryan Grubb to hand that ball off 25 times. And in the first 30 plays, I'm talking about like at least 16 to 18 handoffs in the first 30 snaps. Like there's no reason why we can't hand the ball off at least 28 times, 34 times this game. And I'm talking about a meaningful gameplay. I don't see why. I don't see why we can't put Ty in the situation right now at the stage that he is in with what he's comfortable with, which is going through his progressions. But Ty wants to get the ball off quick, right? We saw that when Ty had extra time, he struggled hitting the deep passes in stride. So it's crazy. And people keep crying about Ty not having time, man. Like, let's just go pull it up. Y'all don't listen to me when I say it. Fence posted, but those are the main things. Let me pull this up. Megan, you know what I'm about to pull up. Cause they don't listen to me when I say it, but they listen to everybody else when they post it from their Twitters and stuff. I be saying the same stuff. He literally talking about the same stats, the numbers that matter. See, so when I said it, it was like the O-line trash, but we talked about this on the last show. All right, so check this out, chat. I got to do this to y'all. And say what you want. This is somebody that writes for the used to write for the Tuscaloosa News. I don't know where Nick Kelly is right now anymore, but he's a solid source that I follow when it comes to these stats being reported, because what I'll do is I'll do my own while I'm watching the game or watching it back. I'll do my own, and then I'll go and I'll compare my findings to some of the numbers and things like that matter in PFF scores, right? So average time to throw, time between snap and the throw by SEC QBs versus Power 4 in week 1 so far per PFF. And this was after the game. Ty had the most time. Of all SEC quarterbacks against Power 4 conference, Power 4 schools. Right? We saw LSU and Clemson play. Garrett Nussbaum was able to extend plays, use his legs, get the ball out. Joey Aguilar at Tennessee will get Syracuse, and that pressure that he was facing. Quality game. He hit the passes that he when guys were open, he hit them in stride. Right? Arch Manning, same thing with Texas, Ohio State. We saw Ohio State and their secondary, how elite they look. Their range and their coverage. Jackson Arnold at Auburn. Funny stat, right? That Auburn offensive line gave him just as much time as Alabama was giving old Ty. So what are we saying about this offensive line again? What happened? I just want to know, chat, because a lot of times we blame Jalen Miro, and Jalen Miro was having 2.8, 2.9s. Never consistently having enough time to get the read off, and he still led us to 9 wins. So I just think Ty just needs to be a playmaker. All this dual threat talk, it's time to see it. It's time to see it. Have fun. I think he was overthinking it. Somebody said it in the chat, holding the ball too long, overthinking it. Stop trying to do it by yourself, man. It's okay. The only mistake you're going to make is not throwing the ball, not letting it rip. That's the only mistake he can make. That's the only mistake you can make, because if you let it rip and they pick it off, come back and throw another one. Come back and throw another one. Because if you're not throwing it, we don't know what we're capable of doing, Ty. We don't know what we're capable of doing. That's my only knock. It's not your decision making. It's just let it rip, man. Let it rip. I said Ty would have opportunities to use his legs to make plays. He just didn't on the bad plays. And I don't think it was very many bad plays, man. He just he sped his clock up at the wrong time. Like the pass to Kevin Riley, you know, a better pass out in front of Riley, you get a better chance of getting the first down. But also you had time to wait for Isaiah Horton to open up on his corner route. I mean, literally butt naked out there in the deep curl. Butt naked. He doesn't want to make a mistake. I know they say they saw how QBs got criticized, some warranted, but still facts. And that's almost a good mindset to have. That shows you care, but at some point you got to play football. We want you to play football, man. What's up, Frank White? Good to see you, man. My guy Frank Wright in the chat, man. Ty will be okay, but throwing on the run, he needs to improve in his placements. I'm gonna tell you this. His second scrimmage in spring ball, he did a lot of passes on the run. He looked good. Like I said, he just didn't look comfortable this game. He didn't look confident. I think him trying to look focused and trying to hone in his emotions, because Ty's an amped up dude, and like we didn't get that from him. Even after the touchdown, it was like he was so quick to cut it off. I think you just need to go out there and be yourself. Don't try to be Bryce. Don't try to be Jalen. Go be Ty. Go be Ty. Go be Ty. Go. If you talk trash, if you cocky on the field, Jake Coker was not quiet. Jake Coker didn't back down from nothing. AJ McCarron didn't back down. Go be Ty. Go be Ty. I promise you. That's all we need. Ryan was out there running, pointing at Germ. Ty just got to let it go, mistakes or not. Facts. Hey, Megan, did you see that play? I was saying it when it happened, too. I was like, is he pointing at Germ? Like telling him to let it go? And then Latier Brooks, the play, they had the 4 verts. Brooks and Meadows and Caleb Edwards was in the game at the same time. And Jeremy Bernard was the 4th receiver. Man, I'm telling you, Latier Brooks is so fast, chat. We're gonna see him get a chance. And I don't think he was the biggest problem. He wasn't. The biggest problem was the fact that our wide receivers dropped so many passes. You had 8 drops between the receiving core. 3 by your number 1 receiver. 3 by your number 1 tight end, right? You had 1 by, you had 1, was it Rico Scott? I think Rico Scott dropped 1. That's 7, I forget, and then 1 of the running backs. But those 2 drops by Rico Scott and the running back, those really are like almost like dump off throwaway plays. You just trying not to get a turnover. You trying to maybe find a play downfield. And then also, like I said, Ryan Williams being out this week is going to be huge because I think we're going to get to see some of these young talent get out there and get some opportunities. Rico Scott, I see somebody said something about Rico Scott. Y'all know I've been on Rico Scott since he came on as a prospect for Alabama. So I want to see him get his opportunities and step up, but I'm ready for Jalen Hale to revive himself, revive his opportunities. This is it, man. This is it. And that's to give Ryan Williams that proper time to sit out. If he got to sit out 2 games, let's do it. Let's do it. We got enough skill sets in that wide receiver room. I'm tired of these fragile bodies getting out here and practice. Let's get out here and put our bodies on the line in the game. Let's get out here in the game. So hopefully we can see a lot of these receiver assets get opportunities with Ryan being down. I don't think they're slow, but they probably still building chemistry with Ty. Right. And y'all know what? I don't think Ty has been in a situation where that game speed was ramped up yet. He hasn't had to be in game speed at that speed yet. Like game speed in practice is one thing. You might be moving fast, you might be competing in practice, but then in the game, everybody's nerves and everything are amped up a little bit more. So you're doing things a little bit quicker. You might be getting to that 5th or 6th step a little bit faster than you were in practice. Now, coming back from a game like that, you get to ramp up your practice levels because you know what's required in the game. Shout out to Big Homie in the chat over there on TikTok for dropping in and dropping their 30 gifts, man. I give it up for my bro, man. Appreciate you, Big Homie. Let Ryan Williams chill out, Chief. I'll be on my boy. I keep, man, you know what? I do want to say this, and I'm going to have to go to this. I ain't going to Fairweather Fan Report. We ain't doing that today. We'll do it tonight. I will say this, though. If y'all don't know what y'all talking about when it comes to, like, this young man and how he supports his family and all his charities and all this stuff, just because it's weird to y'all don't mean that you should speak bad on it. I'm going to say this. It's certain things that these players care about more than football. And if them being in the position as a football player that they're in allows them to show that by carrying a teddy bear, getting their fingernails painted, wearing a bracelet, season tickets or stopping and taking a picture before every game, or, doing warm-ups with a player before a fan or something, of a warm-up routine before a game. Like, all of that stuff matters to people. And when you have all of this in front of you when it comes to football, and there's something that you can do to impact somebody else's life outside of what you do on the field by just showing up or carrying a bear or letting your sister paint your fingernails, like, if that's how you can show up outside of football, why are we mocking that? What are we that shallow in our mindsets Bama fans, because it's really only Bama fans that's really giving them a hard time. I expect the other fan bases to troll, but your own fan base turning on you, calling you soft because you carrying a teddy bear into the game. They don't even want to do the research on why you carrying a teddy bear into the game. And I'm glad he hasn't come out and addressed it. But when he does, I hope y'all look and feel as stupid as you should, because some stuff you just shouldn't speak on. Like we had somebody in the chat the other day trying to talk about when Toby called in. If you didn't know, Toby's a mental health supporter here that doesn't function like the rest of us do. Most of us do, right? Right. And I seen the chat kind of, and I'm glad my mods were on top of the game, because I want y'all to know that Toby's been a supporter of this channel since I've been on the scene for real. He's not even just this channel, he just been supporting me. And like personal phone number and everything. Toby will text me, I text him back. And you know, his people that love him or the people that keep him, they talk about, you know, how he always looking for my show. He always watching Coach Smook content. It keeps him going. So when he wasn't around for a few months, it had me worried. I didn't see no comments from him. Like, so to hear his voice on the phone line the other day, that did my heart so good, man. And that's, to me, that's bigger than a click. That's bigger than a view. That's bigger than a like, a share. That's like, I'm doing something that I was sent here to do. I think Ryan Williams and other players, not just on Bama roster, but players in college football, they understand that to a certain degree, especially now with NIL. And I think we need to respect that. So some things we just won't speak on. Some things we just won't speak on or shouldn't speak on. And I know the folks on Twitter are always trying to troll and be talking all this crazy stuff. Like, I could care less what a troll page say. You see them, I will post something or whatever, in my opinion, and you see these troll pages, right? They call me a bitch and all this other crazy stuff, but you're on a troll page, man. You're using a burner page to talk trash on a social media site. Like you're lying about your location and all this stuff and trying to play tough. And then you got the nerve to play tough, and you're talking about 18 to 20-year-old kids, right? Playing football, talking about what they should and shouldn't do. And you yourself probably wasn't a quarter or a third of the athlete that these players are. You wouldn't be able to deal with any of the pressure. Just stick to being a fan. Stick to being a fan. Keep your irrelevant opinions to yourself, right? And don't get mad when people come at you for saying stupid stuff about, like, these are folks' children. Imagine me coming and talking about how I ain't gonna do it. They want to learn their lesson from the box situation. The players see the switch up. You know what, Alec? The box situation was deeper than just fans, man. I'm gonna tell you like that. Bach jumped in the portal to wake the boosters up. If y'all don't want to pay, then we ain't gotta play. And it was true. Bama boosters, the NIL and stuff, it was a struggle to get started. Gotta start. You gotta. If everybody else, if Oregon doing it, Texas doing it, all these other schools doing it, and they not the standard, you know, why not Alabama? Alabama got all this different multi-trillion dollars and all this stuff everywhere. It was only right. Bach and business. I like it. I wanted the Whitlock link. I wanted to do a reaction to it before we got up out of here. Seemed like y'all pissed off about it. Nah, Chief, I was talking about the comments about him carrying the teddy bear. I know what you talking about. We've been talking about his hands. Like, if you talking about Ryan Williams' performance on the field, that's one thing. But don't blame it on the fact that he was carrying a teddy bear into the stadium with him, or that his fingernails was painted. That man got to lock in, put the work in. That's not fair weather fandom. When I'm saying, man, he got to focus, he got to lock in. He's supposed to be the number one receiver. Where's the work? Why can't he catch the ball? That's not fair weather fandom. I'm surprised the former players don't have a collective. Me too. I will put that comment up, Jason, but we're going to be facts. I was wondering if the teddy bear was about the sister who passed. Nah, I can't speak on it, but that's not it either. We do pay season tickets, yay, Alabama. So if we pay, then we have a say about how they perform and conduct themselves. So you think it's okay for them to dog him about carrying a teddy bear into the stadium? You think because you put money up, you can just speak however you want? That's what you saying, King Family Reacts? You think because somebody super chatting here, that means they could come in here and say whatever the hell they want to, huh? That's what you saying? That's a problem. That's a problem with me. Now, I will say this. If you're talking about their performance on field, that's another thing. You put money into the facilities, the jerseys, all that stuff to make them look good, the TV broadcast, you put money into all that. Yes, you can talk about their performance on the field and all that, but I'm talking about the fan base, and I'm not saying you. I'm saying the fan base, the part of the fan base that comes in and they just rip into these boys as if they don't have, like they're supposed to be these machines. Some of y'all don't even get to work on time. Plumbers and electricians and cable guys, and I can promise y'all Ryan Williams' family on his neck. I personally know a lot of them. He lacks no accountability. Facts. Keyboard tough guy Smook, they would get the they don't want no smoke, man. I'm surprised the former players don't have a collective. Exactly. Did they care last year against Georgia? Facts. They didn't. Yeah, I was talking about on the field. Yeah, that's where we need to keep it. How you doing, Russell? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Bottom line, we lost one game. Now that team is garbage. Y'all keep that same energy when Bama was back in the playoff hunt, jokers. Facts, Michael. Facts. Hey, and this is exactly how I feel. Like, I don't call you fair weather if you are criticizing. Like, I see a lot of platforms talking about Bray Hubbard's effort on that reverse play. Justin Jefferson, like that. That's not fair weather fandom. That's not fair weather fandom. But when you got a guy like old Waitley, Matthew Waitley, this team's going down. This season's over. We'll win 4 games at best. That's fair weather. That's fair weather because you'll be the first one posting when we're 10-2 or 9-3 and we're vying for one of those playoff spots. Alabama deserves it. We lost to a Florida State team that just won the ACC. You'll be the first one to be posting like that. That's what fair weather is, and that's what I'm gonna call out. All right, King, what he said, it's an investment, and if you're a shareholder for a company, you have a say in how things should be handled. Not dog out, but you have a right to complain about preparedness. What? That makes no sense. I guarantee you none of what you say, and it's not an investment. You have to invest a certain percentage for it to be investment and be a shareholder. Now you're trying to get into the technicalities and you're not even on that level to be talking about those technicalities in that level. You're $18 a month or whatever you pay with Yay Alabama, $38 a month. It only goes towards so much in that. If we're being honest, the staff and the team itself, the organization itself struggled with NIL early on because the alumni support wasn't there. So all the Yay Alabama, all the boosters, everybody that was talking, they was showing up and off the Saban dollar. Truth be told, ain't nobody contributing big. It's a small percentage of the alumni base that's contributing the big dollars that's really affecting the growth. Now, because of some of the things that's been moving this past 6 months to a year, because of the way things been changing, you're seeing more having to call out and open up them pocketbooks. That's why you're going to see the ticket prices change. The more TV bids we start to win, the contracts and stuff that we start to win with the SEC and forcing us to separate from the NCAA, you're going to see it. And then we're going to see how many Yay Alabama members are stepping up and really supporting the program then. I'm just spitting the facts, bro. I'm just spitting the facts. Allow me to keep it real. We disappointed. That's the truth. Now is the time to support our squad the most. If you were satisfied with that, and people are crazy to even watch any of my lives since that game and say that I was satisfied with how these players played. Like crazy. Somebody had the nerve to say that I was satisfied. Come on, man. Big homie on TikTok says they act like they're perfect, like they don't have it bad, like they don't have bad days. The man/team had one bad game. Facts. 100%. We will bounce back 100%. and I keep the same energy about firing Kalen and the staff. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Keep that same energy. All this complaining and stuff, keep that same energy. Because it's going to be new problems arise. We're going to win close games. Kalen DeBoer is going to continue to not yell on the sideline, not break headsets. But what does that mean when he starts winning? And he's not. I'm gonna bring all that back to y'all remembrance. All y'all Fairweather fans on these other platforms. I'm gonna bring all that back to your remembrance. All these videos of Coach Saban snapping on Terry and Arnold for no reason, basically coming off the field. Like, you see why Trey Amos left? Trey Amos left and goes to Ole Miss and becomes a first-round pick. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Trey Amos leave and go? He went to Ole Miss. He was a first-round pick, right? Ended up getting better draft grades than a lot of those guys in the second. Y'all keep talking about Coach Saban, bring him back. Man, we were losing ground under Coach Saban. We were losing ground badly. I want to see some effort from this squad, and then from that point, we can start talking about what's happening in the coaching staff. I've seen Freddie Roach send multiple first-round draft picks to the league. Develop multiple guys that you take away injuries, they're going first round. I've seen Freddie Roach develop them guys. I've seen Coach Gillespie develop first-round talent running backs. I've seen Coach Gillespie send 2 running backs into the draft, and both backs get drafted, whether there was the first back or the third back in the system. I've seen that. I've seen Coach Cap develop offensive line talent that's still playing intricate parts in the NFL. You got so many developers on this side on the coaching staff. It's at this point, do my players want it? You got all of this quality in front of you, all of this available for you. You got the top staff, you got the top, top facilities. Your fan base might be kind of shaky, but it's passionate when you're winning. Got all this in front of you. Time to just go out there and play ball, man. People need to let Coach Saban go. Much respect to him and his contributions, but we are in a new area of facts. I'm with that. Didn't we have bad games with the great, and now we act like the world is ending when the staff have a bad game? I don't think the staff had a bad game. The only knock I have on the staff is we were in a game where it's first game of the season. I'm the coach that believes if my first guy ain't doing it, I don't have time to really try to coach him up, especially you're losing. Roll it. Let's see who really want to play. And then even on the sideline, man, I will say this. On the sideline, this is a player thing too. Guys can't be on the sideline pouting because you're not getting the opportunity. If anything, you should be talking up, coaching up the guy in front of you, motivating the guy in front of you. I got the comments, Mary J. I just hate how coaches get blamed when there's a lack of execution. If the players are being put into position to make plays, everybody throw coaches under the bus instead of holding players accountable. I think that's what we see a lot in the fan base, and they get mad at me because I'm not sitting here saying, it's a schematic thing. I've seen Ohio State 4-2-5 be just as effective in stopping both the run and pass game. But I see a different mentality with Ohio State players. Texas run the same 4-2-5. A lot of teams. Oklahoma runs variations of it as far as they base personnel. Brett Venables does. Just a different mentality. The players. Brett Venables ain't all animated and fussing all the time. He's militant. Straight to the point. Kane Womack, I like his energy. I don't get how a coach yelling at a player is supposed to help them make a tackle. Right? I don't get it. What else we got? Fans gonna realize Kalen DeBoer ain't saving. Every coach is different and got different style of coaching. Kalen DeBoer was winning before he got to Bama. I just need y'all to remember that. Can't even watch any other Alabama content creators because all they doing is crying and talking about firing coach and staff, not talking about players or what. Hey, that's their prerogative, man. Pure entertainment. No facts, just pure entertainment. I call stuff like I see it. The effort was weak. If when they turn it around, I'll be the first to say they got it fixed. The trend in games is concerning, though. It's always roll tide. Them young men got to realize the A on their chest will not win games. You have to do that. Facts. You got to go out there and play. And we are not dismissing the lack of effort. Come on, y'all. I think I'll be the one to say these players thought the Alabama name would win the game for them. There was no effort, no emotional accountability. I was in the stadium. The players had no energy. Facts. I literally, listen, I'll say this and then I'm going to close this out because we coming on to that hour and 45. I'll say this. I've had multiple conversations with both family members, players, since that game. And the same thing has been said. When mama say or uncle say, you ain't have no heart, you know it's real. It ain't just the fan base picking. And at some point, usually as a football parent, you quick to blame the coaches, right? We're quick to blame the coaches for a player not playing. But my question is, if the guys that were being thrown out there were showing that lack of energy, and thank y'all for the 25 likes on the stream over here on YouTube, man. Give it up for yourself. We've been hit it. I meant to tell y'all. I guess my mods is locked in on the chat today. But let's get 8 more likes to get up to 50. We got 57 in the chat on YouTube. Let's get 8 more thumbs up, likes on the stream, so we can hit our 50 mark, man. We hit 25. We crushed that goal. Let's try to hit 50 before the end of the stream. All right. But most time your parents are going to be like, man, the coach did this, the coach did that. But talking with all the parents that and some of these, most of them is freshmen that probably didn't get to play. But you got some veteran parents that we talk to on the weekly, on the regular, and outside of just Bama stuff. But that was a topic of conversation, and I'm talking about boosters. That's like actual boosters. You know, the Sampson family, the who else? The Reicherts. You know, the families that's still around the program, and who else, man? It's just certain people said certain things that I was saying during the post-game call-in show. Like you can't continue to say what won't work in the SEC. We've seen multiple offensive schemes come through the SEC and just tear through the SEC or SEC defenses. We've seen new defensive schemes come in and reshape how you play offense in the SEC. So I think this 4-2-5 scheme is the future of college football when you have guys swarming. That's why that mantra, the swarm D mantra, it needs to be prevalent. You have to have guys really willing to fly around and put some contact on some guys when they have the ball in their hand. You can't be grabbing and wrapping up and dragging people down. You got to be intimidating. And if we're going to attack the coaches for not making players or not hyping players up to be that, then who the hell are they in the first place? Right? Who are you as a player if it takes a coach to yell at you and cuss you out when you make a mistake so you can step it up and be the elite athlete that you became before you got here? I'm just saying. I've never been the coach. I work with receivers, so y'all know most receivers are prima donnas. They don't like to get dirty. So excuse me. Most of them, I've always, the physicality standpoint, I've coached from a physical standpoint. Meaning I didn't mind getting out there demonstrating, where I want the hair placement. Now, after practice, that's it. What you do after practice is on you. Are you going to stay after? Do you want more help? Ask me. However bad you want it. And shout out to Zion E. Youngblade and his family, man, Coach too. He said something. We did an interview with the young prospect, but Pop said something, and he said, I'm only going to go as hard as he wants to go. I think that's how you have to coach in college football right now. You can only go as hard as these players want to go. Because if you go hard and you say, hey, I expect more out of you, this is where I see you at. You can't do that with every player. You can't do that with a mass population, because now they have this scapegoat or this highway rights to jump in the portal and go be somewhere where they're comfortable. They don't get challenged. They get to use their skill sets however they want to use them, not the potential that you see them develop into. And so until you get guys to buy into what you're saying and be able to buy in and trust the process that you're putting them through, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And I don't think we have a lot of it on the roster. It's a few spots where guys are kind of, you could tell there's some young guys that want to step up and say something. They just haven't. But after last week's game, accountability across the board, talking about a locker room that's active. I know y'all saying y'all tired of the talk, but that's one thing that failed us. Or nobody talking on the sideline. Or nobody talking in the game on defense. Nobody talking on offense on the offensive line. Y'all keep talking y'all tired of the talk. I'm tired of the talk at the podium. Let's talk on the field. Let's talk on the sideline. Whatever we saying in the locker room, let's bring it to the field. All right, let's see. Frank Wright, Mike Jones said KD has a $7 million buyout. He's not going anywhere. Why we keep talking about it? Anyways, there's more to it than what set there in. The install instruction is first, then execution is second. Something has been off. Maybe the players can't get it right. Who knows? Purple Orca. I don't even know, man. I don't even know who you are half time. Where you be at? Are you even subscribed to the channel? You only show up when we losing, man. This is the funny part about it. Like, y'all fans will go and crash chats and bring your negative energy and be crying and stuff, and then get mad when you get muted. Nobody want to see your negativity and your lame jokes. What in the world? I think what a lot of the fan base wants to see is somebody get mad and need that bleeper button set on. Man, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm telling you right now, in this day and age, there's a lot of players, all the good players. They don't come from a system or school where they getting fussed at and they just work hard. The work ethic is there. You come to college, you get a little bit more freedom, plus you making thousands of dollars now. You got to find a fine balance, and everybody's balance is not the same. So play around with it if you want to. You'll see guys hitting the portal. You'll see guys hitting the portal. And y'all be crying about that. Fred Harris said effort. I'm right there with you, man. So, closing out the show, man. I appreciate y'all for being here. Let's do it one more time. This is how you become a member of the AAA family and support the Coach Smook Network on another level, man. We appreciate y'all for being here. Check this out, and then we're going to close out after this.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community. And also, there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in again today. Remember, don't forget to go check out all of the merch. We got the merch site up, exclamation mark, merch in the chat. They'll pull up the link, man. Go click on that link. Support that. Go get your AAA community merch, Coach Smook Network merch. And thank y'all for the 50 likes on the stream. Once again, y'all got us up to 50 likes on the stream. We had a lot of viewers in the chat today, man. 281 total viewers came through today out of our 3.4K subscribers. Y'all heard me say all right, 3.4K subscribers on the Coach Smook Network. Hey, listen, man, we done gained some more today in today's stream. Let me pull this up for y'all so we can. Let me hurry up before they start unsubscribing and try to mess up my celebration moment. You know, that's what they do. They see because you have to subscribe in order to comment on a lot of these videos. And so let me see. Where's my thing at? Pause. I was about to say. Shout out to the 3.4K Coach Smook Network. Y'all give it up for yourselves, man. Y'all doing the big old thing, man. Y'all doing the big thing with the gang. You know what I'm saying? Let me give it up for y'all, man. Y'all give it up for yourselves. 3.4K. 3.4K on the way to 5K. We pushing, man. We done had over 100 subscribers again. Another month where we had over 100 subscribers. Appreciate y'all for supporting and rocking with the kid, man. What else? Merch. That. Don't forget, join the Discord, man. We've been passing out, coming up with the what? Byron, we good on that. Y'all crying about FSU still, Byron? Nobody cares about FSU anymore. Golly, let it go. It's over with. Get a wristband. How about that? Get a wristband. That'll make you feel better. Get a wristband. Join AAA. Get a wristband. And the Darius experience, I do watch the NFL. I'm just not an avid NFL fan. I feel like it's not football until like week 8, week 9. So I watch highlights and stuff for the most part. I catch some games on Sunday after church, but yeah. But make sure y'all support, man. Continue to like and share. Once again, shout out to all of our sponsors here on the Coach Smook Network, all of our partners. Thank y'all for supporting us and doing what y'all do to help us grow. We got some new video edits and stuff launching this weekend. I got pushed back. I do my own intros and stuff. So yesterday being down yesterday was bad. Once again, I was fighting off the little flu, man, the stomach flu. Had the chills and stuff. Still trying to get over it today. But staying hydrated, going to grab me something to eat, probably go for a walk here in a minute. Let's get some fresh air, and I'll be back later on today. We're going to do the live game sim, Alabama versus ULM, live on TikTok tonight. We'll record it and we'll post it. We didn't get to post it last week. I figured out what happened with the content last week. I had to go buy some more connectors so when we move our equipment, it doesn't cut off. So this evening, and I'm thinking I might do the live game sim live here at noon. I might just go ahead and do it at 12:30 instead of wait till this evening because I really want to get some rest tonight. And then Saturday, gotta wake up early because we trying to get some content done. So hopefully y'all are rocking with us all weekend as we continue to cover it. Don't forget, today is Thursday, but tomorrow, Coach Smook call-in show, man, we'll be live tomorrow morning, Friday morning, and Friday evening. We'll be live with the call-in show. Make sure y'all call in ready to share your thoughts. We're going to discuss Friday morning. We'll talk about the weekend slate of games. Friday evening, we'll do a call-in show where we just represent, talking about all the hot topics of college football. And Saturday morning, we got our kickoff show. I think we'll get y'all the kickoff show time. It might be different this week because of some plans that we have. So I got to get with my team moderators. If y'all in the chat, let's see if we can get a good time for a quick meeting today. Had to be around 3. Probably when we do it, 3:30. Probably after TikTok stream. So let's tap in with me, moderators. But other than that, man, I appreciate everybody for turning in and turning up with your boy. I'm your boy, Coach Smook, here on the Coach Smook Network, a representative of Alabama at the voice of college football. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide, and y'all be blessed.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll